A very hearty good morning to one and all, and welcome to day 4 of the second youth test here between South Africa under 19 and England under 19. The day is set fair once again, but, well, will we get through the day? One would not suspect we would. However, South Africa in the lead of 16 with just 2 wickets in hand. The day and this test match so far has belonged to England under 19, who have, for me, have played the better cricket. And it's just how South Africa can sort of be stubborn about it today and see how they go. With me, Johan Ferreira. Well, Johan, has been a very good test series between these two teams. I think they're very evenly matched, but in this one, I think England have played the better cricket.
They've just used their moments better than South Africa, and we reached the last day not only of the test but also of the tour, and a time to reflect after this. And it's been great to have England in South Africa. One-day international series of 3 matches and 2 test matches. One in Stellenbosch went down to the wire, and you just never know in this great game. It's a mountain. It's more than Table Mountain that's in front of the South African tail. You've got a lead of 16 runs. You've got 2 wickets in hand. Surely you say to yourself, well, we need to give ourselves some sort of chance. By blocking away, you're going to give England something to chase around 30, 40. If we play positive cricket, we might get away with a couple and get that lead up. But it's all about what can we realistically achieve from a South African perspective. In England, we've seen these lower order stories unfold through world cricket. The biggest frustration is this period for a fielding team. They might be thinking about a series victory, a wrap-up before lunch, but you can't quite take your mind that way and that far ahead. You've got to play in the moment, and for now, England's moment is how do we pick up 2 wickets quickly, chase as little as possible, get it done, and then celebrate the series win.
Well, let's pay homage to our broadcast sponsors, Sisonke Tourism and Events Services, calling all schools and sports clubs. Are you ready for the ultimate sporting adventure? Call on Sisonke Tourism and Events Services brings you the unforgettable school sports tours to Southern Africa. Rugby in Zimbabwe, or rugby in South Africa, cricket in Zimbabwe, football in Zambia. Please contact Sisonke to put a package together for you. As it is Archie Vaughan, who has bowled very well in the second test match, or youth match. He's just got the one ball that he faced there, because they got the wicket yesterday off that second last ball, and that was the end of Chad Mason. Yeah, I think it's just about being stubborn. Just show some resilience. That's what South Africa want to do. And see how long they can keep the English team out there for. For England, I think your sentiments are correct. That's normally at this stage you think it's just going to be a little bit of a bang bang and off we go. And at times that can be very frustrating. But we see this man. I think I was impressed with Eddie Jack yesterday. Big fella. He bowled from the top end with a breeze, and he was very good. I thought he brought a lot of energy to England's side. He ran in hard. He hit some good areas. He got the batters in some trouble without getting any reward. Sometimes that does happen. So he's going to go into this breeze, and I tell you, this breeze is back, folks. It's back, and it was back yesterday. And I don't have my jacket with me. I'm not sure.
So Eugene, I live in Paarl, and it's definitely 2 countries apart, 50, 55, 60 kilometers away, and we had no wind and warm temperatures, and you arrive in Cape Town and you've got a strong breeze, fitting to end the tour on this note. We've been treated to some windy conditions in this tour, me and you. We've had our fair share, I must say. So par for the course, I think.
It's part of course, and there's another single going to Mokoena. He certainly can hold the bat. He's had a good series. Fast bowler, Kombani, Mokoena, with both bat and ball. Yeni, this is his first test match in this series. It's just faced the one ball, of course. So what are they going to play here? They're going to go with one slip and then go with a gully. This ball obviously 61 overs old. Beats the outside edge.
Yeni had in the first innings, he was 8 not out, the not out batsman. And now just a bit of a chat. So you could probably think, Eugene, that the aggressor in this partnership will be Mokoena. That we saw We saw that in the first match as well in Stellenbosch. He's got a good eye, and when he connects it, it stays hit. But for now, probably the first hurdle is let's negotiate a couple of overs, see what the pitch is doing, see what the bowlers are doing. The wind obviously is going to play a part.
Yeah, Mokoena will be the aggressor, but it might be a little bit of a stick and twist. All depends on what the message was out there from the team in the dressing room to say, listen, are we going to go and just try and stay there for as long as possible, or are we going to go and have some fun and try and play some shots? So we'll wait and see. So far, Yeni has chosen just to fend it off.
So you've been in this position as well, and I would like to get your thoughts on it. So from a coaching perspective, what sort of chat happens prior to the start of a day where we find ourselves in?
I think the longer you stay there, the more frustrated the opposition gets, and that's first port of call. You want to stay out there and show some grit. Don't just give it away. So for me, I would say to these two, listen, go out there, try and be very defensive in your game plan. Try and keep them out there. Yeah, obviously, if you see a ball that you want to hit, go for it. But also, don't take any risks, because the more they get frustrated, the more that, 17 now lead maybe goes a little bit more to 20, then 30, then 40. And then just take it up in fives, I would say, for these two. Still one batter to go. That's Nathan Rousseau.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's all about small targets. It's not going to help your cause to get too far away from yourself, and just play every ball on merit and see if you can stay there. Occupy the crease for now.
Nicely clipped. Well, they're not going to take it. So that is the mindset there. So Mokoena has to face the majority of the bowling. We can see that. He's refused to take a single there. So now we know the game plan of South Africa.
Yeah, I think, again, credit to Archie Vaughan, very alert to the last ball of the over. Spread the field slightly, see if he can invite the single, and then have another 6 balls at Yeni. Just the game within the game. How good has Archie Vaughan been? And it's probably the start of the tour was not the best by his own standards, but he's really played a captain's innings all round. The way that he's led the team, and now he's on the brink of leading his country to a Test series win against South Africa. And credit to his leadership, the way he stood up with the ball. He's done it with the bat as well. So credit to Archie Vaughan in the way that he's finishing this tour.
We also got to say, excuse me, after winning the first ODI and then losing the ODI series 2-1, I mean, heads might have dropped because they're away from home. They're in a new country. But they've picked themselves up. And to come back with a good performance in the first youth test, and then here, maybe on the brink, still 2 wickets to get. And he himself, Archie Vaughan, has bagged a fifer.
Now that's interesting, Eugene. First ball of the over, they've spread the field, they're inviting the single, and this time they do take it.
Well, I think Mokoena thinks that Yeni can look after Archie Vaughan a little bit better than what he would do to the seamer. So that is the plan. Just another little bit of a chat between the two batters. But I mean, Archie Vaughan has been impressive in this youth series. I like his captaincy. I like how proactive he likes to be as well. And in this test match himself, he had to step up. We would have thought, Van Ahmed might be the one with the wicket-taking deliveries here and wickets in the bank. But it's Archie Vaughan in this one. Men around the bat now.
And especially coming out of that Stellenbosch match, Farhan Ahmed and Tazim Ali would have been tasked with taking the wickets. They would have been the favourites to line up the wickets, but they've just, as a team, as a collective, they've been great. Oh, there we go.
Well, 5 turns to 6 for Archie Vaughan, and that's the end of Yeni just pushing hard at one, and that goes through the gate, and it is leg stump that gets uprooted, and that is 9 down now, and in comes Nathan Rousseau. And that took all of 7 minutes this morning.
Men around the bat, just in his line of sight. Nothing shot really from Sandiswayeni.
Yeah, we saw in England's innings, their number 10 got 49 not out, Alexander Wade. And South Africa would have loved to have happened to their number 10. However, Henny has to depart, and Nathan Rousseau, who's also had a very good game of the ball. Let's not forget that. He bowled exceptionally well, bagged a fifer in that first innings. Now he's got to come out there and join Mokoena. Well, Archie Vaughan could get 7 for here, and well, he's making a late surge for the man of the match here. Glad I'm not the one selecting that. 18 runs is the lead. These boys are thinking about going at Camps Bay and all sorts. That's what they think in the English boys. Not that I would want to go there. It's too windy.
I was thinking, as you were talking about that, what would they, how they feel, and cold conditions in England. It's still summertime in South Africa, although we've got this pretty strong breeze. I'm sure the England boys will say, let's venture towards the water.
Well, yesterday, it was the blusteriest day I've ever felt. Well, next to Stellenbosch there, but these men were walking around in T-shirts and shorts and all sorts, and they were saying, oh, I mean, if this was England, we would have our shirts off. I said, not me, fella. Just get me another jacket.
They're tough at 16, 17 and 18, Eugene.
Well,
I might have a different school.
The problem is it was the older men. That's what I'm talking about, not the youngsters. A little bit quicker from Archie Vaughan. Oh, men are plenty. Men are plenty. First slip, second slip. Silly point, short leg. Lots being said. How are you, Nathan Rousseau? How did you sleep? All good? Ah. The question is, how's Mokoena going to play this now?
For me, there's one way here. You're down to the last pair. Get as many as you can, and if you fall in the course, then so be it. But you're not going to win a game if you've got 17 to defend and 18 to defend. That's just too low. So for now, I'm sure the message would be see out this over, which has happened, and it's over to you, Mr. Mokoena.
147 for 9. 63 overs gone. Lots for them to learn. That's been a learning curve for those boys. Let's not forget that. Being open to the longer format of the game. And I thought they've handled and carried and sort of grasped the opportunities very well. And they got lots to learn. And the learnings will serve them all in good stead. Everybody there, all together. And that's what you want to see. That's what you want this game to do. Develop you further. And I think they've done admirably well in this series, in the youth series. I think England were deemed to be the favourites in the longer format of the game, just due to the fact that they have played a few more, just a tad more 4-day games than South Africa did. Eddie Jack continuing. Oh, there we go. Now that's what we're going to see. The big fella's going to swing the willow here. So maybe we're going to be in for some fun.
Right game plan, no doubt about that, but the field is spread. He's got a chance, his arm will get twos and then think about where the over is in relation to getting to the other end, leaving Rousseau with a couple of deliveries to block out and then take strike again. So it's basically it's Mokoena against the England bowling lineup for now. Oh, there we go. It's giving space, eyeing that boundary. Yeah, but to your point, I would love to ask you about what this does from a South African perspective as well. We know that England play the longer format. They're exposed to it much earlier in their careers. And where 5-day cricket is heading, South Africa playing in that World Test Championship final. What do you believe is the way forward for youth cricket in South Africa in this format?
Well, I think they just got to be open to it. We don't see that many, probably in the last 5 or so years, too many of the youngsters, I mean, when you're at school or whatever, being open to 3 or 4 days. Back then, when we played, you always had the odd schoolboy coming in. Zark Rudolph, for example, played in the B side at Northerns, and he played the longer format. It was 3-day cricket then. And we need to find a way. I know there's the Colt setup that they do play 3-day cricket. There's a game here next week where Western Province Colts are going to be playing a game. I just feel this is where you learn your skills as a batter. This is where, as a batter and a bowler, let's not forget that. Because as a bowler, you learn to put overs together, you string it together. You also have to be bowling fit. As a batter, as Sawan showed us in the series, as Bubulia showed us the series, as Jason Rolls showed us the series, you got to bat time, you got to stay at the wicket, you got to stay at the crease and turn 20s into 50s and then beyond. That's what batters need to understand. And the way Sawan went about his batting and his gears that he went through, that is what you learn here. Oh, that's up in the air. Oh, that's gonna be a 6. Well, this is what you expect. So you're not generally going to get that in T20 cricket, because it's a hustle and bustle. You got to score quickly. You got to score at a strike rate of 150, 160. Otherwise, you're not picked. Here you don't have to do that. Look at the innings of Sawan. 100 over, I think it was over 250 balls. So those are the things I feel that this form of the game will bring more to it. About consistency of bowling, about consistency of batting, about being patient as a batter, patience as a bowler. And I think South Africa, forget about the result today. I think South Africa, through this series, is going to take a lot of heart from what these boys have showed, what they have showed in this test series. I've enjoyed and I've been really excited about what I've seen from them. And I think in the long run, I think it will serve them a great deal of benefit to their development and their knowledge and all the learnings. And we keep talking about, I think I said it in Stellenbosch, learnings is what you make of it. We can't constantly say, we'll take the learnings, but you've got to make something of it. And I think they've got the right staff behind them, and I think they will take a lot from them.
I think this has been a great platform as well for these youngsters just to knock on the doors of the franchises that's around the country, the provincial unions, and also the messaging to, we'll get back to this after the delivery, also the messages to youngsters watching the broadcast and seeing that there's a future for me in cricket. I can come and play, I can represent my country in a longer format, in a T20 format, youth one-day international cricket, maybe go abroad and get some exposure as well.
Well, I hope the youngsters are watching this, because youngsters are open to the T20 cricket, the one-day format, or the white ball cricket. That's what they see on TV every day. But here they see 16, 17, 18-year-olds playing the longer format. And that is important as well, that they can open to this. Yes, there's a test match series that people do show, but are they actually watching it? Because what kids love is to hit the ball to all parts, and sometimes you don't get that here in the longer format. Well, Archie Vaughan chasing a magical 7 for here. 6 for 19 from the captain. Scribbles being made on man of the match sheets here. Don't know who that guy is.
If you had to press me and say I need to go there right now, if he picks up another one, I can't see that Archie Vaughan, from a leadership perspective, 7 wickets where it mattered, where the pressure had to be applied in a bowling innings to put England in a winning position, and that's ultimately the man that changed the course of the match. For me, is the man that gets that award.
Oh, and who would it be? I'm pressing you for it now. You said I must press you for it.
I'll go. If he gets another one, Archie Vaughan for me is that man.
Well, you said key words there for me. And the man that changed the game that gave England the lead of 129 and contributed to that lead, for me, would be Aryan Savon. 134. Came out, batted nicely, got a big 100, and ultimately gave a lead of 129 to England. So if you take 129 and add that to that score there, I mean, we would be in for a lovely little fourth innings here on day 4. But I hear you. I'm just saying, I'm just putting the kettle, throwing the span in the works there. That's what I do. Whoever's listening, especially the man of the match adjudicators and whoever they are.
So let it be known to everyone listening that the bowler, Eugene Molion, went for the batsman or the batter as the player of the match. And the wicketkeeper went for the bowler. What's happening in 2025?
I'm not a spin bowler.
No, I know.
If it was Eddie Jack running in here and bagging 7 for, and he might have been hit all over the place, I would say he would get it. Let's not forget the man standing in front of us. I think he's had a good game. Alexander Wade, brought in, scored 49 not out. He got 3 wickets in the first innings, I think. He's had a good game.
You could probably share the award amongst. Well, I know. Now let me go right back. Again, that's the keeper speaking. We shouldn't share. No. Let me immediately wipe that out. I apologise for even going there. We're supposed to be the most selfish breed wicket keepers, so I can't believe I went there. I should get back and play again.
I think you should, mate. I think you should.
Getting too soft. That's lovely. It's going to bounce once, twice, and they will decline the single. It's again that time of the over where Nkobani Mokoena must start thinking about how he plays this. 19 not out. At what stage does the single become the option? And then how much does he trust Nathan Rousseau to keep out Eddie Jack for a couple of deliveries?
If you saw the way Nathan Rousseau got out in that first innings, I think, Mr. Mokoena, please, whatever you do, get all the balls.
Here it comes. It's a catch. It's straight down the man's throat.
Well, and that's going to be the end of the innings for South Africa with the lead of 24. And Jack finally gets reward for me, what has been truly heartwarming to see the big fella run in like he did, even into the win. So England's going to come out. They only need 25 to win this test match or youth test, as well as the youth series here against South Africa under 19. And it's been really good from England's perspective. They've come out, they've done a job. That is the scorecard there. Mabulia, he was trapped LBW for 14. Yurik van Schalkwyk got 5 for he was run out. Direct hit. Jason Rolls again getting past that 50 mark, 71 for him. Benny Hansen unfortunately went without scoring. Daniel Bosman, 26, again getting a start, not going on. Then it was just a few telephone numbers down the end. Barter 6, Paul James 2, and Chad Mason 7, with Yeni bowled for a duck, and Mokoena got 19. All in all, South Africa will look at that and know that they were behind the 8 ball, having a 129 run deficit. There's the bowling figures. And again, homage goes to the man right at the bottom of that. Archie Vaughan, 16 overs, 5 maidens, 6 for 19. And I'm glad for Eddie Jack to get a wicket as well under his belt as well. This was the end of it. Mokoena knew he just had to go out there and try and bash the ball to all parts. It was flat, it was hard, but straight to the man Wade, out in the boundary, nicely pouched. And that brought an end to proceedings here. So all in all, it means that England under 19 are going to require 25 runs to win this test match as well as the youth test series. Join us in about 5 minutes or so for the resumption of this day's play here on day 4.
Good morning and welcome back to Western Province Cricket Club. It's a change of innings and a final opportunity for England to put on the pads and come and chase 25 to wrap up not only the second youth test, but also the series. The first one having been drawn in Stellenbosch. Also went down to the wire, unfortunately, from a batting perspective. South Africa just didn't get enough runs. Bowled out for 224 in their first innings, and then following that up with 153. England in reply, the 353 all out. We've been treated to some wonderful cricket, not only in this specific match, the series as a whole, and a couple of individuals really put their hands up for both teams. And now it's England's opportunity to put the cherry on the cake for them and round off this tour on the final day with a victory. Only 25 needed. It is blustery and the wind has been synonymous with this tour. But really an opportunity to single out some contributions. Aryan Sawant I thought was brilliant in England's first innings. He scored 130 from 293 deliveries, well supported by Kesh Fonseca, who contributed 52, and then Alexander Wade at the bottom of the innings, an unbeaten 49 that came from 143 balls. Very patient, but those runs most valuable in the final analysis. From a South African batting perspective, they'll look back at missed opportunities, and especially in that first innings, having had first strike, 63 to the captain Benjamin Hansen and 84 to Paul James, and then in their second knock, only one contribution to really single out, and that was Jason Rowles. And he was dismissed for 71. So that leaves England needing 25 to win. Kieran is with me, and Eugene Molion has made his way towards the presentation area. Kieran, maybe just a time to just talk about this specific match. And Eugene and I touched on the opportunities that it does create for this England squad, building depth in their under-19 ranks, and also going into the county system. A couple of these players have been exposed to that already. Archie Vaughan getting that leadership under the belt. He's going to take his team home into a test series victory, having made some telling contributions in this specific match as well. But from a South African perspective, we spoke about the fact that these youngsters, they're not exposed to four-day cricket as such. So this would have been a great learning curve and something they can take forward towards the provincial unions, the franchise systems, wherever they might find themselves. They'll be better for the experience.
A very good morning to you, Johan, and to everyone watching at home, and wherever you are, actually. As you said, it would be a great learning experience, but I just want to recall something Eugene said earlier in terms of learning experiences. It is what you make of it. So, there'll be some tough lessons here. It's the first few times, or actually the first time, that a lot of these boys would be playing cricket in the longer format. So I think there's many positives to draw from, even if you're on the losing side. With that first test going down to the wire, this one pretty much going the 4 days, we got to see a result. Pretty good, intriguing contest, and it was just about England applying their skills a little bit better on day 3.
And I like what you just said, because it does take you, as a spectator and maybe youngsters watching the broadcast, the small margins that makes a massive difference. Small moments really can swing a match towards the other team. And when you capitalize and you make the most of those smaller moments, that puts you in a winning position. And that's all about 4-day, 5-day cricket.
Right you are, Johan. Longer format, it's long days. You have to actually play against yourself at times, keeping yourself focused. You can get quite hot, you can get quite despondent out there in the field. Chances might not be coming your way, not going to hand, but it's about making your own luck. And I think England did that really well yesterday. They stayed vocal from the first ball right up until this morning even, whereas I feel South Africa yesterday morning just kind of let things slide a little bit, letting too many extras creep in early on, kind of just helped the England batters settle a bit. And once England kind of got going at the crease, it's almost like South Africa thought, the body language just seemed as though they were asking questions. Where's the breakthrough going to come from? Who's going to step up? And unfortunately, no one did early enough.
Whoa, well, Ben Dawkins says, good morning. I want to go elsewhere. I've got an appointment this afternoon, and I'm not going to hang around. 25 runs, I'm not going to stand here and waste balls. That's from the onset. Dawkins has shown his intent, having a full-blooded drive outside off stump.
Yeah, I think that's fair play. BJ Dawkins scoring 22 in the first innings. If he manages to score that this time around, he'll pretty much be the match winner. But I think maybe a cooler start was required.
Now, Dawkins and Vaughan put on 47 in the first innings before Vaughan departed for 24.
No!
No ball! Oh,
But it's a no ball.
That's the worst outcome from a South African perspective. Sandiswa Yeni has overstepped the mark, and he has bowled Ben Dawkins, which is not a legal delivery. So that's probably a summary of when it's not going for you. That's a sort of outcome.
I think that's what we refer to as the rub of the green going England's way.
What a delivery!
Lovely in-swinging, attacking that leg stump, making it cartwheel. Bowlers love seeing that, but they also hate seeing the umpire's arm extended for a no ball or a wide. And that brings Archie Vaughan on strike now. England off the mark.
Insult to injury. you bowl your batter, and then the ball ricochets, and you get another single.
Oh,
the England pair, they're going to play the same cricket. Then they've got the same idea. Ben Dawkins can have the teapot stance and reflect on what has transpired in the first couple of deliveries. But that's his nature. I mean, Ben Dawkins, we've watched him in the one-day international series, the test series. He won't die wondering.
Yeah. I like his aggression and his basically all his overall aggression at the top of the order. Oh.
Another no ball. So the shout, they go up from a slip cordon, and then they see another no ball call. Oh, and you can just watch the slip cordon and the body language from the South Africans now. They thought that there was a real chance to get a positive outcome.
Oh, that looked a good shot. Looked like it could have been a good shot. But I wonder what the message would have been this morning in that change room, the South African change room. 10 good balls wins us the game.
We'll build on what you've just said, because a positive mindset is important.
Oh,
lovely drive. The off drive is half stopped, so definitely saving a boundary. But that's the first legal run off the bat. Belongs to Archie Vaughan. Just to build on what you've said, yes, it's 25 runs, but just be true to yourself, to your DNA, to what you stand for, what you represent. You still have a South African cricket shirt on your body.
And that means you fight till the end.
Oh,
Lovely
that's a
stroke.
square drive, and that's on its way to the boundary. Will it have enough? Yes, is the answer. So, good intent shown by the England pair, helped along by 2 no balls.
Yes, yeah, and I think those 2 no balls would have just helped England settle a bit. I mean, at the top of the order, there's always a little bit of butterflies around in anyone's stomach, whether you're facing the first ball or at the non-striker end. And I think they would have had a get out of jail free card. Let's just put it that way.
Is there a better shot in cricket from an opening batter perspective than a square drive or the on drive? I must say that my favourite shot is the on drive.
Oh! Thought you might have got something onto that. Yeah, just going back to your question about your favourite shot, or your statement about your favourite shot, I would say mine is probably the cover drive or the straight drive. Just pure technique. Don't have to hit or swipe at the ball too hard. Just stroking it down the ground, holding your pose afterwards. It's generally when you know you've hit a nice shot.
No feet movement from Ben Dawkins. We've seen it all in this first over.
Oof.
Oh, they were thinking about one, and Vaughan has to get back very quickly. So it does bring to a close the opening over of England's second knock. They are chasing 25 for victory. Promising start, helped along by a couple of no balls.
It's a pretty decent start from Yeni, or by Yeni, apart from the no balls. Showed some great pace and had the England batters a little bit worried in that first over. They didn't want to engage too much unless it was outside the off stump. They were happy to play at those, but the one swinging into the legs, they weren't too comfortable dealing with those.
Now with the new ball, we are going to see spin.
Yes, looks like Nathan Rousseau will be opening from the other end. I did see him going through his paces quite vigorously during the warm-ups, just before we returned to the air. And he took a fair amount of wickets in that first innings. Was actually the pick of the South African bowlers, so he'll be wanting to build on that. Who knows, he might just make an early breakthrough. We saw how Archie Vaughan was successful with his spinner, or spin bowling, both at the back end of yesterday and even this morning. So Rousseau will be hoping to continue on that form.
Oh, it's immediately up into the air. It's going to bounce short. That could have been another chance for South Africa's under-19s. England are not going to change their approach. Doesn't matter who's bowling. They're going to go after the runs, get it done quickly, and then start celebrating.
It seems like that Bazball approach filters all the way down.
Absolutely. So Archie Vaughan lucky to get away with that, but you do make your own luck as well. So it's Dawkins on 4. So they dispatched of the man that was under the helmet. That's the more conventional sweep. Wraps him on the pads. Half a shot from the South African fielders. Anson moving his square leg around. So he's got protection on the boundary on the leg side. But for the rest, he's got a slip in play. And that's really the only catching man.
Oh.
This time all defensive from Ben Dawkins. You know, I guess you do go to a tried and tested recipe. Nathan Rousseau picking up 5 for 74, and if you say to yourself, well, we're not going to win the game by defending 25. We've got to take 10 wickets. What's my best opportunity to get that done? And I know I'm 25. You're not really going to defend 25, but what's the realistic chance of picking up a couple of wickets? Maybe just transferring some pressure, taking some momentum out of this and say, yes, we lost the match, but at least we picked up 3 or 4 wickets in England's chase. So small little positives that you can regroup with and work with and say, at least we finished strongly.
Oh,
It's a slap, and it's going to take some chasing, which it will be cut off before it reaches the fence. 2 more runs added to the England tally.
yes, and I think the South African approach has been very admirable, albeit we're an over and a half in, just under 2 overs. The approach, the body language, just looks very positive from South Africa, and that's a good start from Nathan Rousseau. Just the 4 from it, and that takes England to 12 without loss after 2 overs.
Now Dawkins on 5, Vaughan on 4. Vaughan using his feet with that last delivery.
I wonder what that type of chatter would be right now between Vaughan and Dawkins.
Well, I can't see them change the approach. For me, it would just be mindful of choosing the right delivery. Not give it away. An asterisk behind a cricketer's name is always worth taking with you away from tour, and improves the average, and we're all mindful of numbers. A cricketer that tells you that they're not mindful of numbers is lying to you. That is so far from the truth. Cricketers know exactly what the numbers are. And if a little 10 or 15 not out can take you away from this tour, that's worth celebrating as you pack your kit bag for the last time.
Like you said, just to boost that average. As we see Ngubani Mokoena going through his paces, just testing out his run-up. Did bowl 2 no balls in that first over, so he'd want to cut that out. 2 no balls, but he also had 2 very good chances of taking a wicket, although those were during those no balls.
It's short, it's rapid, and it's good pace. Good carry from Mokoena. Sandiswa Yeni has been taken out of the attack, having conceded those 7 runs. Nathan Rousseau, we've seen the left arm spin, and now Nkobani Mokoena. For me, he's been one of the stars of this tour, a real find in that South African camp. I think he's got good attributes that can develop further as the game as his own game continues. Just short of a length and bumped into a backward point region.
He doesn't swing the ball as much as Yeni does, but he generates a lot of pace and some good bounce. Yesterday morning he had some nice assistance from the surface here and there, but the way he just darted in over to over, very consistent, it's extremely impressive.
It's short, but it's bumped over the top. That's one thing Dawkins, he goes through with his shot. When he commits, doesn't hold back, and that's another lesson to learn. Is when you've committed, go through with your shot. Or half a shot will just give a chance to that inner ring. You've got an opportunity to clear that circle, which he constantly does. And it's 2 more runs to Dawkins. He goes on to 7.
And just on that note, while the new ball's still quite hard, we'll travel a bit further. Once it gets later in the day, a few overs older, tends to soften up, might just stick on the pitch a bit, hang in the air. Oh.
Yeah, it's a good tussle there. They've set the trap. Did he come in too quickly? Oh, he's grasped it. Well, Mokoena has been pacey. He's been at Dawkins, and he gives them the invite again. They've set the trap 2 back on the fence on the leg side, and that should have been taken. It's easy from a commentary perspective, but they set the trap, practiced these drills before the start of play. They were going through exactly these drills, the boundary catching, and it just came in too quickly, and then had to backtrack. You'll just see it there, and then the wind swirling, and you had to take a couple of paces towards his left. That will frustrate the South Africans. This is coming down to the commentary position, and we'll hit the side screen. Innovation from Archie Vaughan.
Taking a page out of Joe Root's book there.
Sam Constas. What's the new innovation and the new cricketers that have taken Test cricket by storm as well? But yes, the Joe Root approach. Just look at that. Look at where he hits it from. That's 6th stump.
Oh. Timing. Look at the timing. And I believe Joe Root's number is also 66. I could be wrong.
Joe Root departing the SA20 scene. What a contribution he made to the Paarl Royals. It's great to have him in the country as well.
What a phenomenal player.
Absolutely. You can watch Joe Root bat for the entire day.
Have you heard him speak? I can listen to him all day as well.
Also true. Again.
Ooh.
He's a true ambassador to not only England cricket but world cricket.
Yes.
Press the repeat button, Archie Vaughan, but not the same result. But he's on to 10 from 7 deliveries. Ben Dawkins on 8. It's a quick start by England, and they are marching towards a comfortable and commanding victory in the second youth test.
I think Dawkins might just want to have a go at Rousseau here and try and finish it within the first 3 balls of this 4th over.
Yeah, you do feel that it would be surprising if we're still commentating after this over. It's just the approach. The mindset is, if it's there, it's going.
And we see Benny Hansen bringing in the field now. Just the one man on that square leg boundary, protecting the boundary there. It's got one slip in place.
Gives himself room and beats the field, and it goes to the boundary, and that is the 4 that England need for the win. Well, the approach was a positive one from the onset, and it's only taken 19 deliveries for England to chase down the required 25 to wrap up not only this match but also the Youth Series 1-0. The first one was drawn in Stellenbosch, and a good performance this all-round by England in all departments, and they deserve this victory, a comprehensive win by 10 wickets, and this was the final delivery of the Test Series and England's tour to South Africa. It was Rousseau to Dawkins, moved quickly, put himself in a position to deliver that shot in anger, went to the fence, and that is that from a result perspective. Time to shake hands, good friendships made as well. It's been a good series, played in good spirits, and I'm sure these youngsters will just be better for it. The England dressing room, well, they'll feel happy about life. They'll feel happy about the tour, even though they lost the one-day international series. They won that first match. South Africa showed great character to bounce back. They levelled the series at this venue and then took it to Stellenbosch and won the decider. First youth test was played in Stellenbosch as well. That went down to the wire. That could have gone anyway, either way in the final session. And now a victory by 10 wickets. The most comprehensive win by any of these two teams in the matches that we've seen. Dawkins walks off with 12 to his name. Vaughan walks off not only with the unbeaten 10 and the asterisks, but also as a winning captain and a series winning captain. And Eugene Molion will be taking us through the post-match presentation in a couple of minutes' time. But maybe just final thoughts, Kieran, from your side?
Yeah, I think England will be obviously very chuffed with the win, commanding 10-wicket victory with lots of time left in the day, on the final day as well. Maybe just polishing up where they fell short in that first test. And I think they'll also feel a little bit of balance was restored after losing out in that ODI series. They now take the spoils here in the youth test series. So really well done by England. I think South Africa showed very good fight and intent, albeit having to defend 24 runs. Never going to be easy, always going to be unlikely. But the intent was surely there, and this second England innings was played in good spirits. England played some really good attacking cricket and made for a great contest and a good victory for the Three Lions.
So if you've joined our broadcast, there is the summary of what happened in the last 3 and a bit days. So it's 3 days and 50 minutes. South Africa bowled out for 224. Paul James top scoring with 84. Eddie Jack with 3 for 42. England replying with 353. That gave them a substantial lead, driven by Aryan Sawant's 130. It came from 293 balls. Nathan Rousseau put up his hand, the left arm spinner, 5 for 74. His return of 43 overs. South Africa not enough in that second knock. 153 all out in 65.4 overs. Jason Rowles top scoring with 71. Archie Vaughan, the leader of this England team, picking up 6 for 19 from 16 overs. That left England with a victory target of 25. They achieved that in 3.1 overs. Ben Dawkins and Archie Vaughan taking them over the line. A win for England by 10 wickets. A win in the series, 1-0. That is that from a commentary perspective. Thank you very much for joining our broadcast. Not only this specific test, the two tests that we witnessed, and also the Youth One-Day International Series that was proudly hosted in the Western Cape. Well, we're going to take a gap, take a break in proceedings, and then join Eugene Molion for the post-match presentation and the reactions from the two camps. Lovely having you along, and thank you very much for enjoying this cricket with us as well.
Welcome here to the post-match presentation of this youth series between South Africa under-19 and England under-19. It's the England under-19 that are victorious here at Western Province Cricket Club, and with that, winning the series here 1-0. It's been a close encounter between two teams that have been extremely close throughout this series in the ODIs as well as the youth. So we're going to start off with the player of the match, and there's been quite a few contenders for this. In fact, it is Archie Vaughan that also put his name up in the hat there with a 6-foot, but it goes to the man that scored 130 runs for England, Aryan Sabwan. He's your man of the match. Well, we move on to your player of the series, and there's been quite a number of players that have put their hands up. Mokoena, he's bowled quite well in the series. He's got a 5 in the first test as well. Jason Rolls with 3 50s out of 4 innings. That's great for him as well. Mohamed Babulia with 88, and then Farhan Ahmed as well, 90. Got runs in the first test as well and got wickets. Archie Vaughan with 7 for a year. So Want as well has put his name up for the man of the series. However, it goes for the man that's been most consistent throughout the series. It goes to Jason Rolls from South Africa.
The mic. There we go. Holding it yet? There we go. Yep.
Jason, we can get you for just a couple of words. I know the series haven't gone your way, but you must be very ecstatic with the way you've performed.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a good learning over the past couple of weeks. It's been really great to play some good cricket against England. They always put up a good fight, and it was good.
Yeah, 3 50s out of 4. I mean, that's a great, consistent performance, but you also bowled decently well for your captain and your team as well.
Yeah, definitely. The batting went well. Bowling also didn't take as many wickets as I wanted, but was quite economical.
Okay, you got a lot to take with for your team as well, and your learning as well. Well done today as well as the series.
Thank you so much.
That's your player of the series, Jason Rolls. Now going to ask Benny Hansen from South Africa if he can have a few words. You can grab that mic there as well. Benny, things haven't gone your way in this test match, but I think your guys and your team, your coaching staff must be well chuffed with the way you guys performed over the 2 4-day games.
Yeah, definitely. I think for our first test series, it was definitely a great experience for us. The coaches definitely gave us a lot of advice, obviously, but I think we took that on, and it's definitely a learning experience for us.
Well, let's look at the small wins as well. Both test matches going into the 4th day as well. The one in Stellenbosch could have gone either way, but this one gone to the team that was probably the better team.
Yeah, definitely. They deserved it today. They deserved it this week. I think we showed up a good fight in the first test, and I think we tried our best in this test, but unfortunately it didn't go our way.
It's a game of such small margin, and if you look at the small margins, could have turned things in your favour.
Yeah, definitely. There were some ebbs and flows throughout the game, and unfortunately we just didn't come on top with those flows.
Well, I want to wish you and your team all the best. Well done.
Thank you very much.
That's Benny Hansen, South Africa's captain. Now I'm going to ask Archie Vaughan, the captain of England under-19. Well, Archie, you got the win that you guys really wanted on the store. You missed out on the ODI series, but here you fought back well, and I think you guys were favourite for the 4 days, but you showed during this last 4 days what you guys are capable of in this format.
Yeah, I think we're in a position to win both test matches, which is obviously great after coming after a loss off the ODI, so really proud of what we've done here.
Yeah, you guys performed admirably as well, but if you get a big score like Sawan did for you, you can certainly build on that, and you showed with a lead what you can do.
Yeah, I think it's that partnership between Wally and Swansea that really put us in a strong position. Obviously, I think Swansea trusted him, and that's what worked so well. We all know what it meant to Swansea to score the 100, so we're all so happy for him.
And your bowling, 6 for? Should be happy about that?
Yeah, I've not bowled the best, so yeah, happy to make an impact.
Yeah, it was something for you guys to take with. From our side, we want to wish you guys well. Safe trip home again. Hopefully it's not too cold.
Yeah.
I know you guys have enjoyed your stay here very much in Stellenbosch and around the Cape Town area.
Yeah, we loved it. Thank you for having us.
All the best. This is your winning captain of the series, Archie Vaughan. And I'll ask the English team as well to come and join them. And that's going to conclude matters here at the post-match presentation.
One without the bottles, guys. Take one step to the left.
Can the backdrop just move to your right a little bit, please? Backdrop here.
Come one step inside.
There we go. That's good. That's good. Okay. There we go, gentlemen.
And have one more just celebration, yay!
Here we go. Give me to the idol and then the lift. Just run up. Run up. We're gonna do. We lift it up. Here we go.
Wow.